Hi guys, welcome to Three Guys, One Bottle, where we actually have three bottles. This is a new channel. We're going to be just kind of going through whiskeys that we have on hand here. Probably nothing crazy like some of the other people out there. We're just getting into the game of trying to see what whiskeys, bourbons, scotches, all that kind of stuff that we enjoy, and just take you guys along for the ride because we're bored, so why not? Today we're going to be doing three Elijah Craigs. We have the Toasted, a private barrel from an ABC store in Virginia, and barrel proof B524. First, we're just going to be tasting them all, and then we're going to try to give you our notes and what we like about them, what we dislike, anything like that. And then afterwards, we're actually going to do a blind where each of us tastes them without knowing what's in them, and we're going to try to see if we can decipher a difference between them and rank them from there without knowing what they are actually in the Glens. We're not using Glens for this because it doesn't matter, but we're using Yamazaki glasses. Shout out to them.
Straight from the distillery, right?
Yep, from Japan. He went to Japan. You actually, if you follow the channel, you'll see shorts of us, of kind of what we do at home, drinking, playing games, whatever. And if we ever travel, he actually goes to Japan quite frequently. So later videos we might have some kind of cool bottles here and there, but also you'll see shorts of what it's like over there, versus where you are in the U.S. Us here in Pennsylvania kind of sucks getting anything fun, but what we have is kind of cool to us, so let's get right to it. We don't need taters around here. Overrated. All right, we'll start with the Toasted barrel. 94 proof. I hope you hear that. 94 proof, Toasted, Elijah Craig. Usually a good bottle in our mind. And we'll just kind of see what we like about them.
I don't know. I can't really smell out of my nose today. I constantly get fruit in every single thing we drink, but I get some.
It's all fruit.
Nuttiness too.
I can agree with the nuttiness for sure. I get like baking spices kind of on the palate towards the finish.
Not super hot. This one's the lowest, right? Yeah, 94.
Yeah, 94 proof. It's the lowest out of the three. The single barrel is actually that's the B batch. The single barrel is 121.3, and then the B batch is 130. So that'll be good with the blind too of trying to see, because I feel like these two are going to be similar, and then this one obviously is not as hot. This is very smooth. Usually what goes with Elijah Craig. Anything from you?
Smells like alcohol. Probably gave me the neck pour.
It's not like we saw it and it's almost empty, but here we are.
But no. Standard Elijah Craig going down. Slight aftertaste of sweetness on the end.
I do get like a sweetness on the nose.
I don't get it on the nose. I get it on the end.
I wouldn't say like it's not like a vanilla or caramel too and fruity. It's just like
It's just a slight sweetness.
yeah. I would say almost probably from like the oakiness.
It's probably from the barrel.
Yeah, well, especially it's toasted, so it's double finished. So that's why you're gonna get a lot of oak with it. But I really don't get much on the palate. I get a lot of
I get a lot of alcohol whiskey, just general miscellaneous.
I would say
whiskey
that
flavor.
more. I get some like
All the flavors on the.
I get some
on
like
the
Elijah
end.
Craig like spiciness. Like people say like Jim Beam's nuttiness and this and that. I feel like Elijah Craig kind of gives me a lot of that baking spice in it.
Oh, yeah, the really good bacon spice. It just tastes like a regular whiskey at the beginning, but at the end is where it really you can taste the flavor.
Hey, this is definitely more of the palate flavorful bourbon in my mind. Not or more of the finish. It kind of lingers with that oakiness, that sweetness, normal Elijah Craig type of stuff.
So I'm curious, are we going to end up having similar tasting notes for all of these?
Everyone's
You think?
different. I mean, you should
No,
be
I
all
mean-
around like the same ballpark.
I'm talking about these three
Yeah,
bottles,
with
though,
these-
since they're all Elijah Craig, but I guess they're finished a little differently, right?
Yeah, so this is toasted double barreled. This one's the B batch. So they, what Elijah Craig, what most everybody probably here knows, they do 3 per year, barreled at barrel proofs. You're going to get way more flavor of this, or you should, I should say, only because this is diluted, obviously 94 proof. This is straight out of the barrel. And this, I think, is also straight out of the barrel too. And this is a single barrel pick. So curious to see what the difference is between the three of them. I mean, this one is a good, you know, I say it's a good bottle to have at your bar. It's nothing special. I wouldn't chase it. But if you see it, you like Elijah Craig, you're going to like this even better just because it is a little bit, you know, over the top of their normal $30 bottle. Or I might leave it in. He doesn't edit videos.
I could learn. It would just take me forever.
All right, Elijah Craig, single barrel pick.
Wait,
from
which one is this?
Elijah Craig, single barrel pick. Virginia ABC store.
This is what, 120?
121, I think.
121.3.
Instant.
Are they all the same
Percent
age
difference.
too?
They're probably not.
No.
This is 8.
This
That's
is what
8, I mean.
Yeah, so this is an 8-year. That one's not going to tell you, probably
Yep.
6, 7. And then this one is 11 years.
Okay, so that's quite a bit older.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
but with the smell of this one compared to barrel toasted, I mean,
if you look
they
at
show
actually
us-
the colors of all three of these, they're very similar. Especially for, I mean, this
I would say this gets gets darker, but these two are very close, and then there's like a slight jump. But
I get
nothing that's really
way
wrong.
more fruit on this. Way more fruit.
I get way more spice. I'll get a fruit scent.
And no, I'm getting like
I'll just get spice.
I can see where it come with the spice, but I'm still telling you like vanilla-ish or something.
I'm getting that spice this time.
So now you taste
We're,
it.
we're,
or you-
mo- we're moving. Yeah, we're moving a little bit away from the fruit and getting into spice.
Mm-hmm. Smells like it'll be much more bodied of a flavor.
We should preface by saying we do enjoy the higher proof majority of the time.
That is true. Yeah, we kind of
We go for the higher proof a lot.
Yeah.
Although 94 is not necessarily
No.
low.
I mean, you know, a little backstory. You know, we'll put this in. A little backstory of us is, you know, he's been drinking whiskey longer than we have, and you know, I was on paternity leave last year, and I kind of got real bored. And you know, in where we live, if you're not at the store when they open, you're not getting anything fun. So I kind of, you know, did my research, find out what I would like, what I didn't on flavor profiles, and most of them delivered. And you know, here we are a year later, and then now we have a whiskey group with our friends. You guys can see shorts of that. We'll be posting those on the channel as well. Maybe a video here and there if something special happens. And then he goes to Japan, gets our whiskeys from there, and he's the mooch now. He started it all.
Yep.
Now he doesn't buy anything.
And what they can't see is
No, he only brings back
behind the
honey.
bar we actually are standing behind right now. There's a lot of whiskeys here that
Yeah.
he's amassed over the last only year, really.
Yeah, so he keeps some of his stuff here, and just my bottles, I think, according to the app, there's 61, and most of them are allocated within our area. Allocations again may be different per state, but you know, stuff here is kind of hard to get. For example, like this single barrel we can't get. You know, our state had to get it from Virginia. We have like a Russell's, for example, single barrel had to get from Virginia, but you know, we have a bunch of fun things. You know, our next video is I think our next one's the Booker's video, right?
And what you have trying
Mhm.
Bookers you have.
Yeah, so we have all 4 Bookers of this year, which a lot of people rated very low on their scale this year of, you know, price to ratio. And that's the thing we try to keep up with too, is the price of things. I mean, I love Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. I think it's, you know, relatively worth the $70 to $85, wherever you may be of what it's worth. This private barrel was like $85. I think it's all right, but the thing about private barrels is it's kind of difficult. It could be horrible. We've had picks here from our stores that are horrible. We've had some that are great. And then you just have like regular everyday stuff like this. But a little background of our whiskey and what our knowledge and what we kind of amassed here. And, you know,
We
maybe
need
we'll
to
take
get
you guys
last
along.
year's Bookers compared to this year's Bookers.
Well, you can find it.
Me.
But with this, I'm telling you, I'm getting like caramel on the nose.
Spice on the nose, barrel taste with a very small hint of sweetness, more full-bodied than the toasted barrel.
I'm definitely getting more spice, way more spice, way more barrel char. Not much more oakiness than this one, but I would say like the charness of it is definitely higher. Oakiness is probably about the same, kind of mellow. Usually with Elijah Craig, which their claim to fame is their spice, which I think is great on this bottle. Yeah, but that sweetness on either of these doesn't really follow up on the palate or the finish. It's kind of like, tricking you a little bit. Like, ooh, a little sweet, and you taste it, and you're like, oh, God, alcohol.
Yeah, pepper.
Right.
All right, bottle. So I don't have the C batch. Haven't been able to find it here in my state, but we have the B batch, which, when we got this, I got it right around, I think, June, because it released in May, and it takes about a month to get here. Me and him thought this was one of the best bottles that we have tried personally in the past year. I know a lot of people have said that, the C batch of last year, 23, was like the best Elijah Craig ever. It was like, almost a unicorn. People were trying to scavenge it everywhere. We were not lucky enough to find that, but this B batch, well, the reason we don't even have an A batch, let's go back to that. To us, it tasted like shoe leather. It was leather, 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 with a hint of leather. We used it as a mixer because we were like, we're never going to drink this. But this bottle, we've been kind of savoring a little bit just because we think it's one of the best. Probably because we like the higher
Do we
proofs.
even still have that A batch?
No.
No.
We
I was gonna
purposely
say, otherwise we
finished
should
It was
add that
literally
in
all
here.
meals.
it. We would have put it in here probably instead of the toasted, but I refused to have the bottle at my bar.
This one smells so good.
You can't tell me you don't get caramel
Yeah,
out of these.
this I get the caramel.
Yeah.
God, so much of it. It's
smells so
it's
good.
that higher proof. I mean, we're going up.
It really comes through.
We went like 35 from this and another 9 from this, and now you're just getting the full body of everything.
Significantly more flavor.
A ton more flavor.
Less baking spice.
Way less spice, too. Much better.
Ton of oakiness on the finish. That's probably, obviously it's old. It's 11 years.
It definitely has some heat. It's definitely because it's hotter than the other two, I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, 130. Well, at least we worked our way up. Imagine just starting with this. You'd be like, ugh.
Would ruin it for the other two.
But what's crazy is talking about different whiskeys again. This is 130 proof, and it's hot, but it's not like unbearable. The flavor's there. But if you look at that Jack Daniel's rye that I have, that single barrel,
That everyone's talking about.
yeah, that's one of the whiskeys that your people say, and we were grateful enough to get 2 bottles, me. But the one that I have is 132 proof, and that's actually an initiation to the whiskey night we have here. Is you need to sip that, and it's kind of funny to see what faces people make because that hits you like a freight train. This it's hot, you feel it, it's in your chest, but this isn't unbearable. Like that Jack is, it's almost there. As whiskey drinkers, we call ourselves, put quotes around that. But this isn't like that bad at all. I have other bottles that are lower proof that I think hit harder than this.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's just that the smell of these I think is better than all the taste except for this one.
Yeah. These two almost trick you, like you said. That third one, you kind of get what you're smelling.
I get a bunch of oak. I get good barrel char, and I do get a little bit of that sweetness. I can't really pinpoint what I'm tasting. Either fruits, vanillas, whatever. But this is just a good bottle of bourbon. That's all it is.
I don't really get the barrel char.
You don't get the char out of
I
this
just get
one.
straight oak.
I got more barrel char out of the single,
Yeah.
for sure. I get a hint of it here, not a lot.
I don't get any.
I get way more oakiness. That's probably because of the age.
Most likely.
Okay, I'm still trying to smell. Yeah, so the premise of the video is, like I said before, is we'll try these, give our notes like you guys did. We could be completely wrong. If you think we're wrong, let us know. I don't care. Go
Yeah, I
for
mean, maybe they look at these three and they're like, "Hey, that one's way too hot for me." This is actually, I like the 9 to 4 proof.
it. Yeah, I mean,
And that's
some
the
people
way to go.
some people like it more. When when I started personally, I was a Scotch guy. I liked the 80 proof Macallan. Loved it. That was my go-to.
Cold or on ice or whatever.
Yep.
And I was lucky enough, I always went straight from the beginning just because I'd watch videos and they were like, that's the best way to do it, which I now go back on. I don't agree with
Yeah.
that.
Do you know what the best way to drink whiskey is? The way that
Whatever
you
you
like
like
it.
Yeah, however you like it. But yeah, when I first started watching videos and learning about it, it always like, yeah, like straight's the only way to drink it.
No.
So that's just the way I learned it. But No.
I mean, if you do a drop of water, 2 drops
It
of
opens
ice,
up.
I think
Yeah,
adding a drop of
completely.
adding a drop of water, I think might be the way to go.
It'll
honestly.
wake it up.
especially for like
absolutely.
these higher proof ones, and if you're not used to the higher proof, like you mentioned before, that's kind of what we go for. You not so much. You're not that super high proof guy.
I could do any.
Yeah, I know you can, but I feel like it's not like what you go to usually.
No.
Yeah, like Corey and I, we almost sought out those higher proof ones just because I feel like you get more of a flavor out of it. But it is hot. You got to get used to that and enjoy that.
I'd say it depends on the bottle in the end.
That's
though.
true too. I mean,
yeah.
some bottles that we have, I'm looking back here, like I think might be better with higher proof, and some of them that are high proof, I think will be better lower.
Mhm.
But you'll never know. We're not a
Funny
distillery.
thing is, I like the toasted way more than the single barrel.
I think I did like toaster better than single, but I still think this
Oh,
one
that's
is,
off the
is
head. If I
easily.
could choose between toasted or the 11 year, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean that
So
barrel.
you guys are thinking before we even do the blind that this is the best, then this one, then
Yeah.
this one.
That's what I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm not dishing on a single barrel. This is definitely a good bottle of bourbon, but again, it's a single barrel. So the person that picked this, their taste buds obviously are different than ours. They might like this better than this. This was tons of more baking spice. I feel like than this one. They might like that better. This one I thought was sweeter. More mellow, lower proof.
Mm-hmm.
So
but with that low proof, maybe you're missing out on flavor.
that's true. Yeah, imagine this at like 120 proof. It could be horrible. But yeah, that's the thing. But now, so now since we tried them, we gave you what you guys think. We'll go to our blind section. One of us will leave the room. We'll have 3, glasses out here, with 1, 2, 3 on them. We try each of them. We'll guess and kind of see, like, oh, we think 1's this one and 2's that one, and whatever the case may be.
I didn't even think that. You guys were using the same exact numbers. And I showed you the number and what it was. I should have just kept that a secret.
I don't remember what the numbers were, but
This is absolutely going to be the 11 year. This is going to be the single barrel. Remember, this is going to be the toasted.
Before you even taste it, that's
before
your
you
guess.
tasted
I'm
anything.
just trying to do it by scent. We'll see if I change my
Okay.
mind.
Yeah, so that's good. Now we have it up, and then, editing person, put what they are. My glasses over here.
It's one of those two.
This one was one of them, right?
I know. Yeah, we
Yeah,
left
it
yours
is.
alone. All right, so that's number 1, which you thought was the 11 year.
That's absolutely the 11
That's
year.
11 year. Okay.
Yeah, that. I'm going from the best to the worst.
Okay.
This has to be the barrel toasted. Absolutely. Oh yeah, that's absolutely
toasted.
the barrel toasted.
It's actually not a bad idea just leaving the, the extras in there too, so we don't have to keep smashing drinks.
Yeah, that's gonna be the barrel toasted.
And then that one is what you're going with as a private.
Yeah, this has to be the private. I'm not gonna pour that much of it. It's not as good. That has to be the single barrel.
So you're thinking this is the best,
That's the 11 year. This is the toasted. This is gonna be the single barrel.
and then best to worst.
Yeah.
So best, you're saying 11 year, which is the 11 year barrel proof. Second favorite, number 3, you have toasted barrel, and then last you have the private barrel.
Told you.
So yeah, we do have the 11 year, followed by we actually
Toasted
don't know
barrel.
how much that one is, but the toasted barrel, and then the 8 year private barrel.
New papers. 1, 2, 3. Private toasted barrel. That doesn't even taste like Elijah Craig.
Are you sure? I'll slip some Jack Daniels in.
I thought about that in there. I was like, what if they just like gave me not even?
I'm not, we brought in an A batch for you.
Yeah.
You could taste that out of anything. I'm still gonna stick with it. Private toasted barrel. Am I completely wrong? Private. There's toasted
barrel.
barrel.
And that's your order, like best to worst.
So the best, I'm blind. It was a little different. These two had me there, but I'm still gonna go with this is the best. It was real strange because this one didn't taste like Elijah Craig to me when I was drinking it.
In
So
a good way, though?
and not in a bad way. No, it didn't taste like the first time. In a blind, I'm actually going to swap these. In a blind, I think the private was better than the toasted.
Okay.
But I'm kind of glad I got those all right. So that'll be my ranking is, barrel, private, toasted. That would be my blind.
I can absolutely guarantee I will not get all three right. There's no way.
What did you get? Did he get any of
Yeah,
that?
he got all three right.
Oh, wow, look at us
And,
go.
I'm pretty sure. I don't remember the order. You both had the barrel proof first.
It was the
obviously.
same order.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the same order.
Look at that. All right. You always say that.
I will say I'm definitely the worst smeller and taster blindly.
Yet you're the one that started
Yeah.
all this.
This one definitely smells way better than this one.
Are you sure?
You positive?
I think your nose is lying because you can't smell anything today.
That one's just bland.
All of a sudden, after this smell, yeah, see, that smells great.
It's because the Blantons. Tater juice.
And that's
smell
Wild
good.
Turkey 12.
If I had to guess, I would say that this is the 11 year based off just smell, but that's really good. That's really, really good.
Because it's Blantons, dude.
You put my barrel proof or my barrel dovetail in there.
Yeah, that's just dovetail. It's just all apricot and brandy. Barely any whiskey in it.
That one tastes so good too, though.
Whoa.
So after smell, what did you think of 2 and 3? You said this was 11, so you
Yeah,
think
if
this
I had
was
to
the
guess,
barrel
I would
proof.
say that this is the barrel proof. I would say that.
He hasn't even tasted the third one yet.
Yeah, I haven't tasted. I was
on.
going off. He was asking me for
Yeah,
smell
I
though.
after smell first, and he said this one was the best tasting smell, but that one tasted better.
The best tasting
Best
smell.
tasting smell, yeah, best smelling smell. Too much whiskey tonight, boys.
I don't. If I had to say, I would say this is the toasted and this is the private. I guess.
Okay, is that what you're going with?
No, not yet, not yet. I haven't tasted the third one.
You also were the only one to drink out of the Glens.
Well, because you guys had already drank. You guys had already had some, so I was like, I'll just drink out of the Glen at this point.
Well, it's because he has nothing at home. He needs the
Yeah,
just a little better whiskey.
mooches all my bottles. Why do you think I keep having to buy them?
God, I'm really bad at this. They all taste good now that they're blind because I don't know what they are.
That's why I thought blinding them might be a kind of cool idea because we have no idea other than the 3 of them what they actually are.
Yeah, remember we put that Baker's last at my house that one time?
Yeah.
But I mean, like 2 for 3. I mean, two of us got 3 out of 3.
Yeah, it is true. Like, we might be.
My taste buds are destroyed at this point.
Okay.
I just tasted that one, and they all
Alright.
taste the same now.
Sure,
I'll say
sure.
this is. I think this is my favorite.
So one's your favorite.
No.
No.
Oh, okay. No, it's gonna be 2's his favorite.
Yeah. No, 2 is my favorite. No, 3 is my favorite.
I think,
No,
I think,
it's
I think it might
one.
be 3.
Okay, so 3 might be the favorite.
He's just tuning to drink all the whiskey.
No. Say 3 is my favorite, and then 1,
3, 1, 2.
and then 2.
Okay.
So
Right,
3.
no, what is what?
Yeah, no, what's what? Okay, we'll start with
My
1.
initial thought really was that this was
11 year.
the 11 year. I really did think that, but then I I would assume my favorite should be the 11 year, but I'll still say this is the 11 year.
Okay.
Just based off of talents.
Okay, so then what do you think 2 is, and then we'll just flip them. So this is 11 year. It's either
I would
toasted or
sure hope
private.
that this is. I'm gonna say this is private and this is toasted.
Okay, so you're going with 11 toasted private.
11 toasted private.
So you know the 11 year and the private, that's the same whiskey.
Flip them over.
You mean the single barrel?
So that was toasted.
So toasted.
Okay, so that makes sense, right? Because that's the 11. And that's what I like the most. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
So you still like the barrel proof,
Yes.
but you just got
I
the,
just
the
the
single.
smell on this one. I thought it should be this for
So
some
the
reason.
single and the toasted you got mixed up.
Yeah.
But see, when you first smelt this and said it was your best, we all thought this smelled very good in the beginning too, because the toasted.
I think that's what it
barrel-
was. That smelled sweet.
Yeah.
And I thought it was that.
And
But the taste, I went through a bunch of them. This one, the taste is significantly better.
Yep.
And these two, I was just kind of thrown off.
Well, so we all
by
kind of
those
ranked
two.
the B524 the best of the evening, and then for some reason the guy that started the whiskey club can't get it right.
No, never.
You know, we're going to start a tally here. It's going to be right above his head of tally of who got it right.
I like that, yeah. So you guys would be 3 for 3, and I would be 0 for 3. I'm
No,
pretty
we got a
sure.
1.
No, you got
nothing.
one because you said that's barrel, didn't you? Because you said that was your favorite.
But I did because, I guess because I liked it the most.
So you got 1 out of 3.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we'll put a tally right above Corey's head here. Boom, boom, boom.
We'll have to look back at the clip. I'm pretty sure I might have gotten 0 out of 3.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll roll back. I have no idea what happened here. But so that's it for the first video. I mean, you know, you guys kind of got of what we're planning on doing here, what our game plan is. You know, if we have any cool ideas, or if we find a really cool bottle, maybe we'll do something else with it. We have some cool ideas coming up in the springtime that you mentioned earlier that we might try to do. Maybe next couple videos we'll talk about it.
Yeah, because we'll have to start that one early.
Yeah.
If we're doing like a March Madness type thing, we're thinking for... we're thinking like a March Madness for March, but if we're trying to get through 64 bottles, we'll probably have to start that in like February, and then it'll run through February and March.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to do.
Just 10 bottles a week.
We have to try to get 64 bottles first, but
Well, you said you have 50-some,
yeah.
and I have 15. Or is that 50-some including his?
No.
So then he has...
We probably have 65
Yeah,
bottles.
we definitely have 65.
Easily.
And then by that, if we add in like... do you count that one in your... the Evan Williams in your
Nope.
count? So we have that. We could do like a normal Jack Daniels, like a normal Jim Beam. Like
We
we
could
do
just
with
Like,
Frank.
like a Jack honey?
We
We
could.
do, we do a flavored one. That'd be a little weird, but
Yeah, I mean,
we'd immediately be like, okay, this Jack Honey like doesn't win.
yeah.
You don't
So
know
you
that?
know, this was the first video. I mean, you know, let us know what anybody else thinks. I didn't actually look at our schedule, but you know, I said earlier we're gonna do Bookers, so it looks like episode 2 will be Bookers. We're actually gonna do 4 bottles that day because we want to try to see if we can get all of, you know, like I wish we would have had all 3 of Elijah Craig's. Not lucky enough. Plus the first one sucked. But you know, if there is specific batches of things, Bookers, for example, maybe we'll try to do that. You know, we talked about maybe trying to do like a Blanton's night of getting, you know, because I have a couple, Austin has one, of maybe trying to see how different single barrels actually taste. You know, we might do just a regular Buffalo Trace night of just Buffalo Trace, Eagle, and Blanton's. You know, the Tater Juice, what everybody craves around here, which is good whiskey, but not waiting out the store for. Maybe a Penelope night. That's my personal favorite. Might do a Scotch night, Japanese night. You know,
Yeah.
that'll be kind of interesting.
We have so many different options.
Yeah,
of how we can twist things around.
We have a rye night scheduled actually of a couple cool ones. That includes that Jack Daniels, which was everybody's favorite bottle of the year, I guess. Yeah, you know, just let us know what anybody else thinks. If anybody actually watches this, you know,
like the video.
yeah. Thanks everybody for watching. Blake, Corey, Austin. 3 guys, 1 bottle, but we lied. We have 3 bottles. I hope everybody had a good time as we did, and we're gonna get back to drinking whiskey.